Today is Wednesday, April 22nd. We are still in week 4 of online learning. This would be lesson 3 for you all. So our agenda today, I don't know why that's cut off. We have our what, why, and how. We're going to do some iReady, and then you all have a creative writing prompt that I think you're actually really going to enjoy today. So our what, why, and how, you are going to be able today to demonstrate your writing skills with a creative piece. So if we think back to writing our what, why, and how on the wall in class, your what would probably be that you're writing a piece that you want to be well crafted, meaning you don't want to have spelling mistakes, you don't want to have capitalization errors, meaning you don't want to start every single sentence with a lowercase letter, some of you, right? You don't want to start every single word with an uppercase letter, some of you. You want to have proper punctuation, the whole shebang. We want you to demonstrate your ability to craft a story. That story is also going to include your understanding of what we've sort of been talking about this last 2 weeks with coming of age and what it means to come of age, and how you're going to know you're doing what you need to do. At the end of class today, you're going to submit your piece that is free of spelling errors, that's free of punctuation errors, capitalization errors, all that kind of stuff. I will show you when we look at the assignment, okay? So you're going to start today with iReady. Remember, you should be in iReady My Pathway or iReady Teacher Assigned. If you're done with both, you do need to send me an email so that I can give you further instructions. So you should have a timer set for 15 minutes on iReady. So your creative write. The prompt that we're giving you today is to consider the various ceremonies and rituals surrounding adulthood that we've discussed over the last 2 weeks. So we talked about the Sweet 16 yesterday, which was, personally entertaining to me, right? We talked about Rumspringa. We talked about how Japan does their coming of age. We talked about the quinceañera. We also talked a little bit about Malaysia. So we want to know, was there anything that definitively signified adulthood? Is there anything that across the board signifies adulthood that is adulthood, right? In a creative essay, you're going to create your own unique coming of age ceremony or ritual. So your story or your piece, if you will, your written piece must contain a ceremony name, right? Because every big ceremony ritual thing needs a name, like Rumspringa. And you need a specific age. So when did you decide that adulthood is going to begin? Let's say that you have some sort of ritual that happens when you're 14 years old. You have to have that determined, right? What is the rite of passage? Is there something specific that you have to do in order to be able to achieve adulthood? And then what is the closing ceremony going to be? What happens at the end? So you can think of this in a lot of different ways. One of the pieces that we thought about sharing with you all for this particular unit was a tribe in Africa that has a 13-year-old boy climbed to the top of a very, very, very tall wooden post, and the rest of the community throws rocks at him for days. He doesn't have food. He doesn't have water. His goal is to stay up there, and his rite of passage is being able to stay up there for a certain number of days. And then he's able to come down, and the closing ceremony, if you will, is a big party at the end. You could think about the specific age rite of 20 in Japan, and the rite of passage being that they've turned 20, and now they go to this ceremony, and then the closing ceremony could be, they go shopping, they do all these different things, right? So I just want to show you what that looks like. In written form, or in Google Doc form, if you will. Not that one. This one. Right? So I took what is already here for you and I put it in some slides, but it says specifically what you must contain. It says be as creative and detailed as possible, right? Why does this signify adulthood, and what does adulthood even mean? Your responses should be between 3 to 4 paragraphs, okay? You can see the rubric down here. So when I talked about your why, being able to craft a solid story, right? Your writing should be clear and logical. You shouldn't just say, then this, then this, then this, right? So the Japanese people go to the city center, then they get photos taken, then they are adults, then they have a party, then the end, right? That's not what we're looking for, right? Grammar and spelling should be correct. You shouldn't be making mistakes. Your ideas should be pretty developed, okay? You all should be able to score really high on this because it's your story, it's your piece, it's you getting to be creative with the different coming of age pieces that you've read about. Maybe you want to pick and choose some different things that you really liked. Maybe you have your whole entire own thing. When I asked you yesterday on your worksheet, what would your own Sweet 16 theme be? Maybe you are inspired by that theme and you choose how you're going to do this written response. This is due at the end of class. So good luck, peeps. Happy Wednesday.